Streaming. Okay, now you will see that it will become online at some point. There you go, you're online now.
So people can see us right now?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Now it's about sharing this link. So if you can share with me on Slack, and you can do the same on.
Probably messages because Slack is on the other computer.
Ah, it's okay. And then I share it on Royal Caribbeans. Uh,
Well, I went for being first.
Hey! How are you? Thank you for coming. Nothing. You get zero. Zero things.
You missed our party.
How was it? We're live, by the way. I'm live on the internet. Live on the internet. On YouTube.
You saw the video. You're on the thing.
No, but I'm live, like literally right now.
Oh, you're live.
Live
on
on
YouTube.
YouTube. Yeah.
You saw the video I posted from the dancing the other night.
Yeah.
The Spice Girls.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I just recovered today.
Yeah.
I can't be going out until 3 in the morning.
Where did you go?
Huh?
You're live.
Put the mics in here.
Yeah.
Are you doing this live on YouTube or on
Yeah.
Facebook?
On YouTube. Meetup. Live. Going.
How many tools you might use at the bottom right corner?
How many what?
How many tools on Framer?
What do you mean?
Open it. Yeah, open the file. Because right now your camera is being displayed up here. I don't know if you are going to use that the zone a lot or not.
Let's see. Let's say. What can you see right now?
Yeah. It's where is it? OBS. So you see, it's that big.
I'm not gonna export anything, so that's where the export button
Okay,
is.
that's my main question. So
Yeah.
if you might not use,
So it's live on YouTube, but does it record it as well?
It's a good question.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, on YouTube, yeah. You'll have it
So then it just becomes like a recording.
later. You can download it and reuse it and re-upload it or make it available.
Meetup, Kramer Meetup going live soon. I should probably tell people that this is live, so people don't say because I'm live right now until.
Yeah, real life, but well, yeah, but it will start at 6:30.
Oh, that the live will start at 6:30 or.
No, it started already.
Okay.
It's on, so
So watch out.
watch out, people.
Oh snap! People are. I'm gonna have to repeat this.
I'm gonna have.
You saw that?
Ah, yeah.
That's what's up.
Oh, look. Oh, you sent me. Yeah. I thought that YouTube sent me a message for a second.
I'm gonna bring the little paper thingy to put in here. Wait, so I wanna know my setup. Okay, so I go.
Yeah.
Nice. How big is the delay? Nice.
Almost 10 seconds. 6 seconds. I don't know what's happening with that.
Test, test.
Mic test.
So it's already on. So all you have to do is just turn it on here.
Okay, perfect.
Cool.
Hey. And then stop, and we'll say phone, and then with Mac. Take it on hand. Moral support.
Put your sweater on.
And I need to get away right now because I'm sweating.
Are you nervous?
I'm here for a little bit.
You shall be fine. And remember, as long as it's hard to know.
There's like only a lot of time. Well, actually, I don't know how many people. No, the thing is, like, you're gonna be on the phone, but I messed it up. And then it's super. Yeah. And so I mean, oh, you're doing it? What? You're down? You're doing it right? So there's two programs, one for your Mac, the free that allows you to do like a real time. If you want to be part of that, you can use it for a while. Yeah. I didn't know how many people were going to come. We'll take care of it.
It's neat.
I never really liked the fact that I never really liked the fact that that's the last one. Yeah, go for it. If I have time. Yeah, go for it. Because the math exercise is, this particular exercise is like, it's called Miami list. And that one, like when you download the map thing, Miami, you can put the coordinates, like, you can put any coordinates. BlackBerry can just in the drop down a little bit of a mouse. They didn't put my name to the list. So what I was gonna do is like hack it or like the list. So
What?
yeah.
Fantasy.
I'm gonna put the frame logo here.
For research, you gotta pick because if you are complete, you like it's not like I don't know how they do it, but then there were people that I didn't know these people in the social, you sign up, you don't have any. The idea was that like there were some people that sit in chairs and some people sit on tables. So it was like you know, really interactive. I didn't know how many people So that's why I want to. The thing is, and also like I wasn't URGP. Oh, you're gonna get pizza. It's like I didn't know I ordered 4 pizzas and decided how many to order. I just wanted to make sure. What?
Whoa. Well, actually, I wanna because we're live. I wanna put this like start. So people that are on YouTube right now starts.
Yeah.
6:30. Yeah. Miami time. So 7 p.m.
How are you, man? How are you?
So you're gonna give it from right here?
Yeah, I'll do that.
We'll be sitting down here.
Luis, are you going to stand this on this side? So you'll be in
Maybe I
front.
should, right?
Yep. Maybe. I'm going to start sharing the link, okay? I'm gonna do it with the Royal Caribbean.
Oh, by the way, we're on YouTube Live. Mike,
Yo.
we're on YouTube Live. Yeah, like how we set that up on stream.
Oh, you're gonna put it on what?
It's live, like YouTube
Oh,
Live.
very cool.
Hey, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Mike.
Mike, trust me.
Melanie.
You're coming for that first. Right, I was gonna say dribble, you guys.
Yeah.
No, the people on the
That's why the cops are directing
like 5. Everyone's gonna. I feel like even if you stuff that you kind of like Mexico without the build time, because it's happening in real time. I was using the tool with like web tool and kind of slowly, and then they switched from Java to Pro. I think it's kind of like what they flat, faster than like it's just great. It's like it feels like a native. This was my whole, like my work really in this field. So these are all my I just want to remind everybody that we are live on YouTube, so half mic close to like I have to say like, yeah. And I tweeted a link, so when people come in, I have to say that. What? He's like more knowledgeable.
What's up?
He has like a DSLR thing or whatever.
Huh?
He has a DSLR. He was wondering how you do that from. How do you do that from?
Mic check, mic check. Yeah, ready to make some prototype. Alright. All fellows that are gathering around the pizza. I want to teach people how to prototype apps.
Really? ¿Por qué no me invitaste, man?
I put it everywhere, but
Where?
you can stay. You grab a slice. You have to go.
I'm leaving.
It's all good. We'll have more meetups.
¿Pero qué? ¿Dónde lo pusiste?
Like the Winwood Tech,
In WeWork.
the Winwood Tech, like all the Slack channels from all the communities. It's all a bunch of people. Hey,
we have someone checking out another video.
Oh, okay.
I don't know who you want to get. Take it to.
Do you bring your computer? Dun-dun-dun.
Let's say something. Since I'm gone, I have to learn Framer, so I know more than you know.
Nice. I'm excited. Have you played around with it?
No.
Okay.
I don't have time for that, Luis.
I don't have time either.
I have time to work.
I gotta make time out of thin air. Hi guys, for those who are gonna do the interactive portion, feel free to sit down and watch. Yeah, so you can see the preview. So like if you're I messed up. Hey, thank you for coming. First of all, thank you so much for coming. It's really nice seeing everyone who is curious about building new things. Really appreciate it. As well, where's Tyler? I want to thank WeWork for having us. WeWork has been like a family to me for like 4 years. I spent more time here than I spent, not only here, but in the WeWork Lincoln Road, than I spent on my own house. So it's really home to me. I feel like I'm part of their family. Taylor, if you want to say a few words, this will be the time. I don't know where he is. But, okay, we can get started. The reason that I'm super excited about this particular tool is because I've been using many tools over the years, but I sort of wanted to get started with how I got here and why I'm so excited about Framer. My problem has always been communication. I came here in 2001 from South America, and it's always been a struggle with me, like the language barriers and pronunciation and things like that. Even in high school, I took like refugee and art classes, and in art, and when I went to art school,
I found myself into filmmaking and design, and those are the things that really make me happy. Which brings me to tools. So all the tools that I have that have made it changed me how I use or how I learn. Taylor, I was calling you. No, come here. I was saying a few words about WeWork, how it's home to me. I spent, yeah. But no, I know you wanted to say a few words, please. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a few people that are. Yeah. Sure. Let me know. So I wanted to sort of go over. What happened? So these are sort of the tools that sort of changed my life a little bit. I grew up on Photoshop, and this is the tool that I used since high school, and that's how I learned how to manipulate images and how to do everything. Why am I not full screen? There you go. And then around circa 2000, yeah, I was so obsessed with Photoshop that in art school during a Halloween party, I dressed as myself in a Photoshop, and I pixelated myself. But so after college, I was working at an ad agency, and then I fell into the startup weekend world, and that's how I got started with Sketch. And then I got a Sketch beta DMG from a guy at a startup weekend, and that's how I got started. And the beautiful thing about Sketch is that I got introduced to the infinity canvas, the idea, and that's the ability for anyone to just have complete freedom to go anywhere and put their ideas. Tools before this did not have the infinity canvas, and Sketch was sort of focused on UI, and that's what I loved about it. Photoshop is a manipulation of photos tool. So I love tools that focus on specific things that you have to accomplish. Ever since then, there's like a gazillion tools that are popping up everywhere. I talk about Figma all the time. That is why that's what I use for pretty much everything. It has become my Google Docs, my Pinterest. It has become like everything. But Figma has its limitations. And they're all trying to conquer design systems. What does that mean? Which is pretty interesting. But at the end, at the foundation, they're all drawing tools at its highest level. You have a wall that you hit when it comes to interaction. They all are very basic at prototyping. So the pushback that I always give is like when it's prototyping, it's like, why? Like it's another step that gets in the way for building your product. And ain't nobody got time for that. So, but prototyping for me is a form of expression. Half of the time I have to explain to people like what are the things that is gonna happen when you press the button. The thingy-majingy is gonna fly away, and it's gonna do this, and it's gonna do that. And like I said, my problem has always been communication. So I don't want to build or draw something that I was not supposed to because like of misunderstanding. And prototyping really kills bad ideas quickly. But right up until now, prototyping has always been hard. It's like I said, it's another step. Yeah, so I'm just gonna demo something. So this is my social media app. It's called Social Pet. It's amazing. As you can probably see, here you have, we're going to preview what we're going to build really quickly. Ooh. Sorry if I'm streaming live and I don't know what happened. So this is the social media of pets and cats. As you can probably see, there you have your social buttons, and you're pulling this from an API. But let's delete everything and build it together. Yay. Oh, my computer's running super slow on this live stream thing. Okay. Yay. Right. Driving content. Okay. So everything that you build on Framer, you build in frames. There's not such. There is a rectangles. There are drawing tools within the tool, but the first thing that you have to embrace is the idea that the first thing that you draw is a frame. It's not a rectangle. Similar to Figma. So here you pick your phone and you create. You can make things frames within a frame. You can create sort of like your phone window. You've seen this before. But the idea here, and you'll see this again and again, is that you build things like this. So this is what where the content is going to be. Content. And this is where your screen is going to be. Home. And then you go to your drawing tools, and here you have a bunch of options. One of these options is the scroll. And you draw the scroll within here. And you connect it to this. You'll see this type of interaction again and again. So it's this wire thingy connecting to this thingy. And then within here, whatever you put in here, let's say we build another square, which is not square here, and then another square here. And then you preview it using Command P. And you've seen this before. This is a scrollable thing. But let's say the product owner thinks that, oh, the task, whoever's giving you this task, think that this are too separate, right? So you're going to have to go like this, and then like this. And then maybe she says, no, that's too much. Okay, so you got to go like this, and you got to go like this. That kills a lot of time. That is like that thing that it drives me nuts. But in Framer, there's this thing called there's this thing called stacks. And you draw a stack like this. You sort of draw it in the same container where you put your stuff, and it sort of lives like this. And it says right there, drop items. And what this is, and for those who are a little bit technical, this is a CSS flags in the background. And you're manipulating this. So you drop things into this thing, and they magically stay there. But if you duplicate them, you're sort of creating like a list of things that are easily to be manipulated from the controllers on this side. Here you can control the gap. It could be 0 if you want it tight. It could be 5. But then she was like, oh no, I don't like dog number 2 being so hard. So you just grab it and then you move it. And that allows me to like change things on the fly and not adjust every single thing. And you can adjust the padding on the fly, and this still works as a scrollable object. That's number one. Like as you can probably see, like this is happening all in real time. And now something else that you should know is how I made these cards, right? So this is a card. You've seen this before. You create the card, but within this card, there's this little component that I got from the store. I could have made this component by myself doing React, but the beauty of Framer is that because React, which is a JavaScript JavaScript framework that is pretty much the standard of the internet at this point, allows for anyone who knows React to create things on the store. And the beauty of this is that creating prototypes now, it feels like going shopping. So if you, let's say we need to add like input, right? Oh, let's go to the store and search for input. And somebody probably already created an input. So you see, Benjamin, he's one of my favorites. I can just install this. It's like I'm going shopping. And then I go to the components section here, and you get, sorry, the internet is slow. So these are the things that you downloaded. So this is it's called a random cat. It just gets a random cat from an API that somebody built. So it gets a cat. And now we have our input, right? We drag the input into here, and what you're getting here is not a drawing of a text box or like a text box input. What you're getting here is an actual, here, let me just make this white, move it over here, you drop it in here. This is an actual text input where people can type. So this allows you to quickly see how things are going to go. Obviously, I don't like this particular font size. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Maybe adjust the radius to make it more circly. And then adjust the padding because it's too touchy. It's touchy too much. Then we already have a text input. Nobody coded anything. It's just there. Hello. Where is my pet? My pet food. Boom. Because this component is no bind. It's not connected to anything. It's not going to do anything. But you can connect it to something if you want to. I will not go over this right now because I feel like it will bore people if I do code. But this is like sort of like the idea of framework. You have things on the store that are already built. You can also customize it yourself if you really want to. And they go into the component section. And then here are your layers. And here's all the things that you can do. Let's go back to my presentation. Some of it basically. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So on the left side of the tool, you have your framer creator, you have your round creator, which is essentially a frame creator with a round bit already, so you don't have to adjust it. You have your text, you have your stacks, which is what I showed you. And then you also have your links. What is a link? Wait. A link is... Wait. A link is a way for you to connect two pages together. So let's say this little guy is gonna have his own. We're gonna detach it from the master, and then we're just gonna pretend that this is gonna be his profile. His profile. He's like the guy here. So when you connect it here to here, it's normal. It's like what you would expect from another design tool. So that's linking. Ooh. Where is it? Oh, yeah. There. You also have your scroll. You've seen that, and the page component, which I will go in a little bit, which is probably one of the funnest things I have ever experienced. And then on the other side, you have your adjustment tools. So here's where you adjust the height and this lovely thing that I think is amazing. So for example, on regular tools, what happens is like when you create something on a frame, you have to tell it that you want it sticky to this side. So when you adjust, when you adjust, it's already mobile responsive, right? In other tools, you have to physically do this. But if you look at it on this side, just pay attention to this. When you move, it assumes that you want to stick it to the side. You can always override it, but you see how it's like I'm crossing the line to the bottom? It assumes that I wanted this to be sticky to the top, to the bottom. So when I go down, it's already there. That is like such a time saver for me because half of the time I'm pinning things to the side, back and forward. like I said, Framer is built on React, which it gives a lot of interesting things to happen, like the inputs, all these APIs callings that are happening on that card. It's just literally a photo wrapped around a web, and because the whole tool is built on a web tool, it allows it to have all of this by default and have all that interactivity that you would have in a web tool. And I'm gonna show a bunch of other examples, but I think the main takeaway that I want you guys to get from here is that if you make tools like video games, their kids are gonna want to play. And it's always been difficult for me to tell others what I do or express to my little cousins how to do these things, because it's difficult to draw on vector tools. But with all those little helps the Framer gives you, it allows you to be accessible for anyone. And let me show you just a few other examples, and then I'll take questions and we can do. Okay. There's this brand new hot app called TikTok. I don't know if you guys ever heard it, but they are blowing up, and they're probably going to be the next Vine. Hopefully they don't die. Because there is a component on that. Because there is a component on the store that is a video player. It allows you to just drag and drop a video player. And over here, you have you can either plug in a URL if you have a file somewhere, or you can just put a video here, right? Right now, I have it. All these links are broken at this point, but you can see here that this is me biking around Biscayne, and let me just do this link because it's live, and I'm gonna redo this whole thing so you guys can see how I built this. Okay, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna delete this one because I need it. But so let's say you have four frames, right? This is the main frame, what I call it, homie, and then this is frame A, frame B, frame C. These are pages essentially, and I'm gonna bring the video again, drag and drop, and because it's responsive already, you just drag and expand it. Boom. And then I had the link on my, so I'm just gonna plug it in here. So that video I uploaded already, so I had it ready, but it's a link, an MP4 link that you can have on Dropbox, or you can have somewhere stored on the cloud, but you can also have a video from your computer there. That drag and drop you bought, so I bought this from the store as in free, but you go to the store and you just type video player. And there it is, video player. It's made by one of the guys who worked at Framer. And then you go here and you click on this. Now it says show, but if you don't have it, it will say download. And then when you download it, it shows up on your component side, and it's right here. So because I don't want to gather links right now, I'm just going to duplicate this, right? But essentially the idea is that you will have multiple videos. Now, here's the interesting part about Pages. So the tool that I didn't mention earlier is called Pages. You've seen it before used in different ways. It's usually onboarding, you slide, and you see multiple pages. But on this, I can connect it to page 1. You see these little 3 dots? That is telling you that it's a page. So I drag and connect these like this, and then the page is going to behave like a page. Hold on. I'm going to preview this. And you see over here, when I touch the video, there's controllers. All the things that you can do for this particular component. So I don't want that. I don't want the controls. I want it to be so if you put false, then the controls disappear, right? Same thing for this. I had to do this again because I didn't touch it. I can just turn off the controllers. And what that's gonna do is I'm gonna treat the page like a interactivity thing. So if I swipe right, it's not swiping because it's the same video, but if I do upside down, that's gonna swipe like this, like a page. So this is probably how they built like something like stories on Instagram, but the tool, the KitKat is not swiped like this. So you can, Oh, for sure. You can do video, you can do Giphies, you can do things like that. But I don't want the effect to be just like a slide. So I can do like a cover flow. And it will be like this. Whoop, like cover flow on iOS. Or maybe not cover flow, maybe cube. I don't know, cube is, but cube. That is the page. But I've seen people hack this particular. Oh, but sometimes, okay, let's say sometimes there's 4 different videos here. And then I don't want to mess the order, so I can just move it. Now C is first. Obviously, it's the same video. I should have grabbed different videos. But you can swap him up and down, which I think is amazing. So that is essentially pages. Wait. That's essentially pages. Let me see. Something else. TikTok, video flipper, TikTok, social pad, map sheet. Let's do map sheet. Because again, we're on a web tool, a React-based tool. You can have a wrapper for a map, right? Just like you can plug in a map. This is a real map. So let me build it so you guys can see how I build it. It's not going to take that long. Okay, from the beginning. I already downloaded a bunch of stuff here from the store, but the things that I downloaded are the profile, map. So the map box works like this. You drag and drop a map. You can put coordinates for whatever you want it to be. But they also expose a couple cities just to make it easy for us. Let's say New York. Yeah. And then, so what you're seeing here is a map that it will load someday. And you can interact with this map like you would interact a map. And then on top of these, you can put other stuff, right? A square or whatever. But I also downloaded a very interesting thing from the store called the bottom sheet. Wait. That is maybe broke. Oh, there we go. And there's bottom sheet scroll, there's also bottom sheet. This was already built, so all I have to do is literally drag and drop it. And what this component does specifically, I didn't know how to use it at the beginning, but now I'm getting it. There's 2 states. There's the top state, and there's the bottom state. And what this does, it allows you to connect to a thing like this, and then you can define what the original state is. So let's say we want this to be all the way to the top, but when the user swipes down to the bottom, it's going to be somewhere at the bottom. So you can have, like, let's say, I don't know, 200 from the bottom, maybe a little more. It's too little. So what you end up with is this. It's like a tool where you can drag and drop.
What is it called?
It's called bottom sheet scroll. So it's one of the features, one of the future components on the main thing. So they have one called sticky. They have the slider. They have yeah, the example kit is also one of my favorites. So you install it. It's gonna take a second because of the Wi-Fi here. And here's how we take it to the next. So right now it sort of looks like a prototype, but if we bring the example kit and we expand it, we have one of all of these are iOS look-alike fakey things that allows this to go from a prototype to, I'm gonna slide it a little bit. Actually, we need to download a status bar from the iPhone X because this is like a regular status bar. But there's already an iPhone X on the thing. You just download it. And this is how sick this thing is when it downloads. Yeah. So the status bar. So the status bar iPhone kit allows you to just bring the status bar. Oh no, that's a home button. Did I just delete it? Yeah. Oh, here you go. Status bar. And you see how you cannot see it? We would probably have to redo it. Nope. There's a black version here. Ready. Boom. And do you know what time it is right now? Do you guys know what time it is? That is the time. Because it's an actual component that has live right? So you really start fooling people whether you have a real app or, but let's say you got we don't want this. We want it to be 7 p.m. and you're coming from a different app, right? Maybe you're coming from Instagram. So it already has that Instagram back button plugged in. Maybe we're in a place where I don't have signal, so we can fake it. You see how the signal? You see how the signal is going up and down? And then we can fake people, make it look like we have a low battery. The battery becomes red, just like the iPhone, right? This is how amazing this thing is. Like, it's all from the store. It's already on the store. You don't have to code it. It comes already like this. But maybe you're on a call. So you get that little call component. So when you're previewing things like this, you were on Instagram before, you got a call, but you also have low battery. That is so sick. You know how much drawing I have to do? Like vector drawing I have to do for this? And this is like just the beginning. So if you combine things like this, and then you bring stacks, right, to the equation, and then because I also brought from the store one thing called profile, and this is a wrapper from an API that has like names, random names, and random photos. And I put that into a master component that I can stylize however I want. And I create a stack here. I can drag and drop like this, and then I use Command D to duplicate, right? And then now you can have stuff like this. Ooh. Now it's not really a prototype if you don't put it on your phone. So what I want you to guys do, the ones who are doing interactive stuff, I want you to open your camera and go to the little guy who is right there and touch it, and it's gonna ask you to do live preview. I don't know how it's gonna work with this Wi-Fi, but I'm just gonna start it. And what that's gonna do is gonna create a little server under here, and it creates a QR code, and all I have to do, touch it, and it will open whatever I have over there here. So it's like I have a map that I came back from Instagram, and I'm on a call, and I'm also like low battery. And I can scroll, and I can, yeah. The life is good. Isn't that sick? I'm like so pumped. Like, you have no idea how much drawing I have to do, all this stuff. And this is like, it took, I don't know how long, because I'm not timing myself. But that's a couple, like just a few examples. I can go on and on, but I'd rather take questions. If you guys like have, like, what do you, I'm also like thinking over it. Anyways, that is so much, so a little bit of my presentation. I don't have any more slides because I didn't want to go too technical, but let me know what you guys want to learn. If you guys want me to do something else, go ahead. No, there is some component library, but so much. Yeah. So for example,
like a more specific things like if you want your part to be in a specific way, or if you want like your inputs to be in a specific way, you have to code it, but then it will live in your library. And then every time you have it, then you will drag and drop it just like you saw me drag and drop it. So like that's why I'm so excited about React, because like, we have access to these tools. So this is how the Sketch plugin works. And the reason that I'm hesitant about just saying use the Sketch plugin is because you see how Stack works. So like it's not like Sketch has like a version of Stack, right? So dragging, like bringing a file from Sketch might convert to a bunch of stuff, but it's not ideal. Like, you know? So I know that certain things are done, like you can have Sketch and Framer in one time, you can copy and paste, and you can test, because a lot of things are gonna convert. Even symbols convert into components. So, but I would hesitate because some of the times you drew stuff on a rectangle on Sketch, and that doesn't convert into a frame. It converts into a graphic. So let me show you what graphics is.
Look, because if you need to do icons or specific things, there's a lot of icons that you can download from the store, from popular material icons. Everything is on the store. But if you want your own icons, what Framer forces you to do is to put icons in the background, like in the back of your mind. Because first you draw a frame. Then if you want to draw a graphic, you go here and press G. And then you come here and I don't know, this graphic is probably going to be 44 by 44. Something, according to Apple guidelines. And then it's like transparent, right? But you see these little guys here? Those are your drawing tools. And here you have your pen, right? With your pen, it's just like your pen, so you can draw like this. Yeah, it has like... So, like I said, in order for you to be in drawing mode, you have to press G. And then what that does, and just so you understand why Framer does this the way they do, is that... Okay, so let's say we fill it in. Something, I don't know, this is an ugly logo, but you get it. This is a logo. So, when you stretch it, you don't have to make decisions. It's already... it already assumes that this is a graphic, so it's a vector SVG, so it expands the strokes the way that you would assume things. So you don't have to like go readjust or press Command K to proportionally adjust everything. It already does it for you. It assumes that you're creating a graphic. So when you do things like this, it sort of stays in place. It doesn't get stretchy or things like that. Yeah. So that's how you treat graphics. Obviously, this is a terrible graphic, but you can make like a heart or something. Go ahead.
Yes. Yeah, and it will become like they will. Like I said, like for example, that's why I didn't like want it, because some of the components that people build in Sketch, they're made with rectangles, which is a graphic. Right, so you can bring graphics and they're going to be treated as graphics. But if you bring like a nav bar that was drawn as a rectangle, it's going to be a graphic nav bar. Yeah. Yeah, so like if you have it, you can export Illustrator as an SVG, there's a lot of copy paste. If you have stuff in Sketch that is like icon, you can copy paste it. Yeah. But I wouldn't bring like a nav bar or like a waterfall. Because that at its core is a frame, it's not a graphic. Yeah. So that's that distinction.
So would you say that you have to bring all these different graphics and build frames inside Framer again? If you wanted to have that nav bar,
yeah, I would draw the nav bar here. And then if you want to have the graphics, you can copy the graphic. In all honesty, the things that take long for the graphic.
but isn't just your time saving, right?
So graphics are treated as a vector tool, and frame reference is a graphic. Okay.
Yeah, so that's what graphics is. Let me see if other stuff in the store. Oh yeah. So like the thing that you guys should check out is really another input. Did I install here? Oh, logo is really interesting because. So half of the time it's like, oh, I have to put like at the bottom of the website, I have to put like sponsors. So you have all your sponsors, right? And this logo thing allows you to just drag this little component, and Framer's not. So maybe we like Figma. And then, so you just put, usually what it is like, it's this graph API of like logos that is somewhere. And it's sort of mapped out with Twitter. So if you put the logo of like Facebook or something, I don't know. Let's see if it works. Facebook is there. So half of the time you're doing the social icons and I have to go search. Here is just sort of like duplicate. One is Twitter, right? So you never have to get out of this tool. That's not how you spell Twitter. So you never have to leave this tool. What's the other one? Instagram. MySpace. Well, actually, let's see if MySpace works. Let's see what happens. MySpace. Oh! You see? So this is like what's happening. I don't know if Lulato would work, but it's basically if you're important enough, if your company is important enough, then it will be. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. But it's mapped out with Twitter, so I'm trying to figure out where Royal Caribbean Twitter is. Do you guys know? Go ahead.
Yeah, so this is what this is, okay? So right now what is happening in the background is that React is booting and the server lives on my computer, right? But as soon as I close the computer, yeah. But
there is this little cool thing called export to web. And what that will do is export an HTML, a CSS, and a JavaScript file and it'll wrap it around in a little folder. You can dump that folder into, I don't know, whatever you host, and that will work. And I tried it before. Now, I don't think it's like production ready or whatever, but that's how you can test things offline. Like if you're doing a user testing and you have to do stuff, you can do an export very quickly. Just for those who are technical, if you go here on Show Project Folder, and you bring this into Visual Code Studio, hopefully it'll load. Yeah, there we go. You sort of see here, this is an NPM, like this is a node environment. You have your package.json, you have your modules, and this is how they treat design. Design, all the things that you're drawing are essentially just a document.json. And then your code components go in here. I won't go too much in code components if you don't because it gets really techy. But what is happening is that you can have two types of components here. One is a design component, which is essentially like a symbol on Sketch or a design component on Figma. But if you create a code component, it will fire up VS Code for you someday. Oh no, here we're gonna have to name it. We're gonna name this code component my component. I don't know how to spell it. Boom. So it opens. It opens VS Code right away, and it already fired up. It's already live. Not live, but this is how they map it out. There's a lot of documentation here. You're passing a prop here, and this prop goes. Let me just drag my component into the canvas, and this is my hello world component. Yay! So it's passing. You see in these things over here. These are being exposed because the developer, whoever made this, is exposing this as a prop, and you're passing this, and you're letting the designer input stuff here. So hey, hola, world. So you're passing this input here. You're allowing the designer to pass an input here. Now an input is kind of like not a great example, but for example, the map component on the one that I showed you early doesn't have Miami on the list, which is kind of annoying, right? So because I already know the coordinates of Miami, I'm just gonna make it into the list. I'm gonna put Miami on the list. So I created this tool called this already file that it will load someday. So these are Miami coordinates. I have the ability to just put custom here, and latitude is the latitude. Do you guys know the latitude? And I don't know what's n. This goes here. Let's just hope that I get the coordinates correctly. And then the other one. Whoa, we're in the middle of somewhere. We're not. And then the other one is gonna be like this. Or maybe they're backwards. Are they backwards? Yeah, they're backwards. So this one is here. And this one is copy paste. Oh! And then if the zoom is too much, you can zoom out. Whee! Oh, we're in Antarctica. I don't know the coordinates. Oh, so it's backwards. Okay, let me see. 25.7. Okay, so I okay, here. I'm so bad at this stuff. Sorry, guys. Ugh. I usually use a mouse. Anyways, you guys get the point. And then which one was negative? It was negative 25, nah?
No, negative.
Ah, gotcha. Oh, hey, Florida. Zooming. Boom. So, also it's negative 30. That's a good lookout. Anyways, any more questions? Let me know.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Compared to Figma?
I think Figma, what Framer does well is really good for prototyping. But right now they don't have a communication tool. It's really like you show people that Figma is all about commenting within the thing, two people within the same file. You don't have to go into files. This is literally, I don't know what their plans is for the future for Framer, but right now I use it a lot for like mapping out what I want to do, or like figuring out this code is going to work all the way, doing the scrolling, doing the how it's that putting in the field, and then go back and kind of do it. That's essentially the work for that right now. And I know because I've been talking to some of the creators at Framer, they've been telling me a little bit of what they plan to do, but they are working on commenting and web and how they're going to do communication, but that's still up in the air. I know that the next thing that they're going to do is data, which allows you to pass a JSON to that, to a design component. I can show that a little bit. But right now it's a little hacky, like I made it myself. I passed a JSON to a design component. And if you map out the name, where would that be? Okay, so here, it's called iterator. Let me just create a code component so you can sort of see what I'm talking about. Yeah. No, maybe this is not a good demo because I don't know how much data do I have. Yeah, no, so essentially, if you map out name, and in that JSON there's an object called name, then that will get connected to the design component. So all you really have to do is rename your layer, name, or location, and then all those little things are going to be mapped out. And then remember that video that I posted from yeah, so those are mapped out parts us. So when I slide it and drag it down, it just duplicates that.
Well, all magic that we do today, like literally between being able to communicate with the library and all of the library has, put it into a prototype to give them an actual prototype of what the intent design anyway. Would it be? I mean, I feel like this is way more valuable than to have that ability to collaborate.
It really comes down to having communication with the development team, like what is it that they're finding easier. I don't know, Mike will be able to, he's like the tech lead for the CC team. How does this help you build that iOS community?
Yeah, it's perfect because you, like you said, it's a communication vehicle, and so you can actually see what the designer intended. Then it can give you a way to reverse engineer. And that's one of the hardest things I have is like if you're a developer lead and you've got a designer that's built something that's really cool, and you've got the developers, and they're all over the map in terms of whether they're going to be able to make that. Some of them can't even see it. Some of them don't even care. Some of them can get there but you try. And I mean, just imagine you're trying to pull assets out of a Photoshop document and you've got this development team that just doesn't even hardly get it. You're trying to animate something beautiful and they're half blind. And if they can like see how this actually works, it's a whole other dimension. And then if you're doing something, you know, like if you're building an app, well, my goodness, you've got something you can start with. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, so can you just use Framer as your example?
Really depends on that.
It depends on your team, so I'll give you a different meaning. Like I'm struggling with this because we showed it like last week to me. But obviously, like I'm in the same boat as you. Like I can't just go on change the way that the whole team has been working for the past year, right? But I'm like doing what he said. What I'm doing is I'm having to do some adaptations and something like prototype to show like one thing. What I'm doing by myself and looking at the team is like I'm using this to show the screens that I want like the developers to pick. Like or the ones that I think with them at that time because then I hear that conversation and I no longer have to jump across the yard because they can see it and they get it. But if you're starting fresh and I would like to be because I have them saying, yeah.
All you can do is show and if people like it, then they'll adopt it. So, handicap is an interesting question. It's an interesting question for many different reasons. Because what developers are used to is like accepting file or like accepting link with what essentially is like measurement, right? But when you start from the stock rule, is that you're manipulating the flex CSS file. And it's similar to the container flex on iOS. So when you're doing this flex as a layout is very difficult for setting to do. But this is like a way built for you. You're manipulating it. When it comes to doing like things like separating, I know that they're working on that, but I don't know what's easier for you to get, like as a handout process.
Yeah, I mean, these are layers ahead of any project that actually did. So I think we're kind of imagining the future and possibilities. And for me, it's great to collaborate like here. I mean, a group of designers are all thinking about ways to work differently, more productively. So really have nothing to do with this stage. Sure.
Because the store is open source, it's a share risk to start using those products and eventually when they get updated by
So there's a little bit of a social aspect to it. There's like parts and stuff and likes and stuff. I'm sure that there will be comments and it's going to become more like GitHub. But yeah, that's popular things are going to be by people who work at GitHub. I'm assuming that Mapbox is going to be by Mapbox. Google Maps is going to be by Google Maps. So like you really depend what you choose and then there's like a little hearts and likes and all the stuff of people who have downloaded it and like it. So you can, it's like a open source.
I think ideally every single project has a library.
Yeah.
Where you pull stuff from there, for example, the
will get the risk of like in the future being modified because that's not how they want it. So that's why I feel like if you're thinking about it, right? I mean, it's easy to like make a prototype based on like components that are already shared for someone else. But if you want to start with your own thing, you gotta like create your own components. I mean, what you're talking about, and that's why I was asking which team is building React stuff, is because it's a team, like a chat team, player doing some React, like this graphic that we couldn't get it before.
Yeah, so that's why I'm asking, like, I think it's more Figma as a way to, we're fully on React.
So we don't have our own components that we have to create everything and then the developers have to
Or maybe I put it on literally graphic code and then
Yeah, but that effort.
yeah.
I mean, would you design it here first?
You would design it wherever you want, and what happens is like you still have to go through the initial process of like maturing, creating, just like if you put stuff on that, on the build. But then once you have it, it's there.
So everything created basically is not this one. The developer would create it and then those components we can later grab it and put them here. So
But at the end of the day, what you are doing is like mimicking what the developers did. So the developers are not using the exact same component from the framework library. So essentially, if you're doing like a component in a similar way that it was created by development, you can use the sketch component, you can use the Figma component, you can use the framework component. So I feel like the idea is, well, there's two types of components in framework. So the reason that framework is important, is interesting, is because there's a bunch of situations that happen that you create a component and the team is not aware that you created that component, and then like they will build it slightly different, and that's how you destroy the component. But if you build it and it's built one, not perfectly, but like close to whatever is intended, then every time you drag and drop it, it's the same. So that's essentially, and the thing about private is that what framework is telling you is the private store. And your store, where like your own components are not public to the world, and then you drag and drop the same way you do the public store, and then so you have all your components stored on the framework.
I think it's good. I think it would set apart the
Yeah.
Okay, so just to clarify, basically I start designing a Figma,
The code
the visual that would create Figma, essentially bringing us to the level where we can be reliant on the framework.
Yeah. Yeah, so essentially it's like the reason that I'm like promoting, not promoting, but I'm pushing this over right now. The reason that because this group within 6 or 1 year will probably start like being and it's gonna be full feature. And if you start learning right now, and then by the time it's like you'll sort of like master it and you'll know it. Not that like you need mastering. I think like Figma is still like a drawing tool that you're like still have to master because it doesn't predict some of the things you're gonna do. But this does, like in so many ways. And this is a focus on building apps. And because you're on React, you can sort of see how like React VR is gonna play out, because all these other tools for React is leading to, like that's how framework actually works. But Figma extends all the other Adobe ones, all those have their limitations. They all hit a wall because they're all different at its core.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but then when it comes to like collaborating day-to-day design, then the ones who hit the wall is the framework.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's kind of like frameworks for me today is like a prototype tool.
Yeah.
Which is high fidelity for developers. But at the same time, you can do the same prototype in spec,
For sure.
Figma, and then
I could see swipe up
as long as you have like a library that is really it's the same thing as what you have in development, you don't have to worry about what to do. That's the way I see it. That's why because if you have a developer working with you outside like all the components, like that means that whatever you're creating in any software, even in this So whatever you're using in the day-to-day design is a mimic of that component.
It is, but at the same time, like, I guess if you can build up to that library, where I can essentially build out a React prototype.
Those don't have any.
But how would you describe the status bar? Like how would you pull off something like the status bar on?
No. I mean, for example, something like the status bar. I mean, it's great, but in your day-to-day, you don't need like such a custom table as that.
I do. Where's Curlet? Okay, I do what's it called resiliency pop-up all the time. And if I can pass a JSON from an Excel sheet and like fill it up with all the resiliencies, and I don't have to manually put in data, I'll like be the happy guy. And like what it is right now is like I'm drawing, I'm typing all these resiliencies every single time until a better tool comes around. So that's, I think it's like you have to, after you build something, you design something that works, why would you have to design it again? Like why? You should be able to just drag and drop it from the your library or public library, things like that. That's how I see it, because it allows you to think about all the next steps, other features. You're like constantly, problems are coming at you all the given time. And then so it allows you to free your mind in ways that you haven't been able to because you're
So, for example, you would say that frameworks can be your tool for everything?
not right now.
Why not? What's the problem?
What is everything? I mean, everything.
What's blocking you for using it all the time?
Well, everything would be everything.
Like you come at 8 a.m. and you leave at 6 p.m. What is blocking you for
What am I doing
that?
for a living?
Huh?
What am I doing?
No, you're just so
Like, am I an illustrator? Am I an illustrator? Am I designing? Like, what are things that I'm designing?
I mean, you're day-to-day like work right now. Let's say like the whole thing switches to framework.
I think if the chat team, like the developers in the chat team, are see that code that comes out of React or sort of figure it out, if they're happy with it, I think the
I think that the answer to your question is, we're all basically on the inspection of this whole enterprise program. That's why we cannot use framework.
So if the whole piece is framework, you feel like you can use framework every day.
For sure. Because I can code stuff on React, and I can really customize it to like the level that I bring, the level that I want. So that's the way I see it. Like, anyway, thank you so much for coming. Is there still pizza? All right, so please grab a bunch of pizza. I am so tired. Sorry. I was gonna get vegan pizza.
Sorry.
You're like,
Thank you. Thank you.
oh, one other thing that I would say, this is very much a better meetup. I wanted this to become better, and one of the main reasons that I did this is because either this is gonna shape up to be a video series of tutorials on YouTube, or more teach and learn type of thing. So I don't know if you guys want to like leave like information behind, but essentially what I want is like I wanna know what I'm gonna do next, because I was gonna do Figma tutorials, and there's no time. There's limited amount of time, so I cannot do Figma tutorials or framework tutorials. I can't do it. It could be framework tutorials about code, framework tutorials about design. So I would like to know what you guys want to learn, what kind of things like you're interested in. I don't know. Like I know you guys are being very engaged. I love it. And so if you, I don't know, just hit me up. I'm on
Twitter and Instagram. I am Dilulato. And I hope to be the creative director of the internet one day.
yeah, so like I really want to like just put a pop-up content that I'll be doing on the weekend, and I want to know. So shoot me questions with what you want to learn. I don't have a close relationship with the creators, but I do get in contact with them. They send me about or the beta, stuff like that. Thank you.
don't like it.
See what happened with that. So, look what happened. It went all we're on, but it seems like it stuck. Where is it?
I'm gonna grab another pizza.
Yeah, go ahead.